Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Welcome to our channel. My name is Darryle. Two gringos on the go, but I'm only one gringo. Jennifer's out there watching. Oh my God, I got this playing in the background. So sorry about that. welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing well. So we got lots to talk about today. No video for the background. You just got to look at my pretty face. Sorry about that. Thanks for hopping on. No video to play. So I hope you guys all had a fabulous new year. We had a pretty quiet new year. It was good and quiet. We tried to go out. Well, we did go out, but we tried to make it till midnight. And if you logged on to our live stream or watched the live stream after the event on New Year's, you'll know that we didn't make it till midnight. Well, that's actually a lie. We did make it till midnight. I was awake in bed at midnight and I heard the fireworks going off from my bed, which was okay, which was very good for us. So I think I went to sleep probably around 12:30. So I did make it past midnight. So kudos to me. I just wasn't out and about on the town. That's all. So thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it this evening, wherever you're watching from. Thank you. Hope you all had an awesome new year. So we were supposed to go pick up our friends from the airport a couple days ago, and the weather in Canada, it sounds like all across Canada, has just been horrific. So, hey, Magic Great, thanks for hopping on. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So we're not going to go on about anything about Christmas. The Christmas is over and gone, so we talked about that already. Happy belated Christmas. If I haven't said it to you or you haven't heard me say it, happy belated Christmas. And again, Happy New Year. So we're supposed to pick up our friends from the airport. They were supposed to arrive at 10:30, I believe, around 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m. here in Cancun, about a half hour from our house, 29 minutes, half hour. And their flight was delayed. And then we're like, okay, no big deal. We'll still come and get you. And then it turned out the flight was delayed again. Oh, okay, it's getting pretty late. Oh, it's delayed again. Oh my God. So we ended up not going to get them because it was like 4 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning by the time they finally got here. So I believe in total the flight was delayed like 5 or 6 hours from Brampton, I think. Yeah, I think Brampton. So in the east side of Canada, anyway, somewhere over there in the east. So bad snowstorm, and then yeah, just bad weather. So they did come. They made it safe and sound. Now she messaged me. Their names are Maurice and Laura. Shout out to Maurice and Laura. They're in Playa del Carmen now. So they arrived in Playa del Carmen at 5:30 in the morning the next day. She messaged me, I don't know, around 9 or 10. She's like, "Oh my God, we got here at 5:30 in the morning. I'm so tired. I just wanted coffee and some rest." So they had a few hours sleep, and then they got up and they needed stuff. They need food. They need Moncton. That's it, Moncton. Moncton, New Brunswick. Sorry about that. The boss is in the house, keeping me straight. So thank God, the brains of the operation. So Moncton, yes. Um, so they just arrived. No food in the house, so they probably got up, went for coffee, had breakfast, and then they had to go shopping, and a long flight, and then getting in at 5:30 in the morning, dealing with the crap weather back home in Canada. So anyway, they sounds like they got a good deal from the airport. I believe she said 300 pesos they paid for the taxi ride from Cancun to Playa del Carmen. That's a great deal. Like, wow, 300 pesos. Holy. So good for them anyway. They made it safe and sound. We have not seen them yet, but we will soon. They're here for a few months. So they're going to spend, I believe, half their time in Playa del Carmen, and then they're going to be coming over here to Puerto Morelos, where we are. So, but we're going to go to Cancun, and we'll see them here eventually. So, and then we did have another friend that arrived. We just have so many friends. Oh my God, we are so blessed with so many friends. So we have another friend that arrived, Susan. Shout out to Susan from Edmonton, Alberta. She flew in just the other night, and her flight was delayed about an hour and a half, but she had an earlier flight. So I believe it was 5:30 roughly. She was supposed to come in, and it was about 7 o'clock by the time we greeted her at the gate. So we did manage to make it to the airport and pick Susan up at 7 o'clock, and we gave her a ride. Now she's staying at a resort just outside of Puerto Morelos here, about 15 minutes. I can't think of the name of it, but it don't really matter. So it's literally 15 minutes down the highway from here, so not very far. So it was great. We gave her a ride out there just the other night and dropped her off. And yeah, so she's all happy as a clam there, loving life, loving the resort. Happy to be out of Canada. Like when she left, the weather was brutal as well. It was cold and snowy and blowing snow, and yeah, she's happy to be away from the winter wonderland of Canada. You know, you look at it through the window and it looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, the horsefrost, look at the nice snow. But then when you actually have to go out and live in it and drive in it, you know, every day for 6-7 months, it's like, okay, I've had enough of winter already. The first couple of days, great, fabulous. And if you don't have to work, if you can just sit in your cozy little bathrobe all day and curled up around the fireplace drinking hot chocolate, you know, then yeah, no big deal. But for the people that have to go out and drive in it, and you know, if you don't have a garage, you got to sweep the snow off and deal with the traffic and, you know, icy roads. And yeah, not fun, not fun. It gets old really fast, really, really fast. So I'm very thankful I don't have to deal with that anymore. I'm not heartbroken over it at all. So I feel sorry for all you people watching where there's Winter Wonderland. If you don't like the Winter Wonderland, some people thrive for it. Some people love it. It don't bother them. That's great. You know, I didn't mind winter so much when I lived in Canada either. You know, you get used to it. The last 10, 11 years, though, I had a job where I wasn't working in the winter time, so I didn't have to go drive to work. So I was on unemployment insurance. So, you know, I had the luxury of sleeping in, and I didn't have to go out on the highways if it was a blizzard out or blowing snow or whatever. You know, I could just stay at home. So if I didn't want to go out, I didn't have to. So I was very blessed that way. Very, very blessed. For the last 10 years, I was training. I was in retirement training, I'll say, for 10 years before I moved here. And since I only worked 6 months of the year, so I was training for retirement, and it was good. It was a good gig. So if I didn't want to go out, I didn't go out. If the weather was bad, I didn't go out. You know, I waited till the weather got better and the roads were better and the plows were out and, you know, putting salt and sand and everything else on the road so we could drive on them safely. So I didn't really worry about it too terribly much. So I was very lucky that way. So, and we had other friends that just arrived here. We didn't go pick them up at the airport. Keith and his lovely wife, Sherry, who I thought was Keith, my friend from Edmonton, another subscriber. And then I noticed today another Keith subscribed. So there's a lot of Keiths out there that are watching our channel. Thank you so much to all you Keiths out there watching our YouTube videos. We really appreciate all you Keiths. And we appreciate all you Sherry, Susans, and Dave's Magic Crates, and everybody who's watching our channel. We truly appreciate it. And shout out to you guys. Happy New Year again. We truly appreciate you guys supporting our channel here. It really means a lot to Jennifer and us. Every click, every like, every comment, good or bad, we truly appreciate it. And it really helps us out a great deal. So thank you again so much for that. And let's look forward to Happy New Year for 2026. So let's I wish the best to you and your family for the upcoming new year. I'm pretty sure we should have a good year. It's looking good so far anyway. So Keith and Sherry showed up. They are staying in an Airbnb just literally down the road, right in the same complex as us, but they're not behind a gated community. So, but it is part of this complex. So they have a row of houses, little casitas. So they call them a casita, which is just a little house. That's all that means. So there's casitas all down one street. And that is the street you'll see on our videos. If you're watching our videos, you'll see those little houses. And they're not behind a gated area. So, and that's where they live. And then there's two separate gates to get into Selva 1 and 2, or 1 where we are. So there's two separate gates to get into Selva 1. And then Selva 2 is on the other side. So, and it looks like they're building Selva 3 too, apparently. So there's some construction going on down at the end of the street there. And word on the street is that it's another Selva compound. Big compound. So, which is kind of cool. So they are just down the road, and they're here for a month here in Puerto Morelos, and then they're going to go over to Playa del Carmen. So reverse of what our other friends are doing. They're starting here, then going to Playa del Carmen. Our other friends are in Playa, then they're coming here. So fun, fun, fun. So Sherry and Keith are pretty close. So we've been hanging out with them for the last few days here. We went to the beach yesterday, and we went to Punta Brava. So it's part of Puerto Morelos, but it's out of town past the resort. So if you go down the road to El Cid, you just keep going down the road to El Cid, and you're going to drive through a construction zone when you get to the end. There's other resorts down there as well. I'm going to make a video down there actually so you can see where I'm talking about. So that'll be coming up in the future here. So I did fly the drone down there and whatnot. I got some pretty cool drone shots. So it's out of town a little ways. And, you know, nobody's going back there unless you have a car or you're riding a bike. Like, not too many people are walking there. You see the odd person walking from the resort on the beach down on the, where we are, the public beach area where we went. So it was pretty cool, pretty nice anyway. Very nice area. Maybe I'll bring it up on the map here for you. And I can just show you where that is. So if you want to hold on, bear with me for 1 second here. My little mouse here, hopefully I don't lose you here. We all know how technology is. My little mouse here, it goes to sleep, which is, okay, so here we go. I'll just get her up and running here a little bit. And, well, actually, we'll do that while you're on, and then you can see all my hearted areas and whatnot. Let me share the screen here with you. Then you'll see where I'm talking about. Again, thank you so much for hopping on, my friend. I truly appreciate it. So we'll share the screen, Google Maps. There we go. So are we up there? Oh, yeah, there we go. So you'll see, so here's the colonial side over here. And here's the port side here. There's the Chedraui, the grocery store. So if you drive from our place over here and down the road to the beach, and then you go this way through here, and you'll come to Punta Brava right there. So you got to go past the resorts here. So what do you got? You got, so you got El Cid there. And then you got, oh, there's another Marina El Cid resort. Oh, and then, oh, Dreams Jade Resort is down here too. Yeah, Dreams Jade Resort and Spa is there. So just beyond there, Oh, and there's okay right here too. Yeah, Grand Residence Riviera Cancun all exclusive. So you drive through this resort actually. So when you come in here, you're gonna go through this property actually, and then right here it shows here a traffic circle, but this is now under construction. So this is Nino's Heroes is the name of the road. So you're gonna drive through a construction zone through all through here is a construction zone. And it's a sandy dirt road, like right along here, this last stretch going down to the beach. There's a big puddle there. So I drove through it. It wasn't too terribly deep, but it was pretty big though. That's one thing you'll notice here when you're driving. Like if you have a mud puddle, the ground is hard underneath, especially here in the Yucatan because of the limestone, right? Like back home, if there's a mud puddle, chances are it's going to be mucky and you're going to sink. But here it's not. It's hard. The ground is hard underneath. Usually the ground is hard underneath. So yeah, which is great for driving. So because my car is pretty low to the ground. So and then we didn't drive. Like our friend was telling me, the lady who does the aqua size, Lynn. Now they drive all the way down to the end here, and they just walk out onto the beach, and it's kind of rocky down here, down at the point here. So it's pretty rocky down there, and there's a lot of garbage that's washed up over here too. Not so much down by the resort. So we parked back here, a little bit closer to the resorts. We didn't go all the way to the end. The road was a little bit rough, and we wanted to go to the beach. We didn't want to go to where it was rocky. She said it's rocky down at the end, so we didn't bother. So we parked here by the resorts, and we walked out and we swam, and the water was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna play some drone footage of it on an upcoming video here. Jen's budget video actually tomorrow we'll have a little bit of that drone footage from that beach walk the other day. So if you watch Jennifer's budget video tomorrow, you'll see some of the drone footage of that down there. So there's going to be some at the end and some at the beginning. So the one at the beginning is going to be shorter, obviously, because we don't want to spend too much time showing you guys nothing other than the beach. So you've all seen that. And at the end, there'll be a little bit more of the drone footage, be a little bit longer at the end of the budget video. And the budget video is not very long. It's only just trying to give me popcorn now. I'm doing a live stream. I can't be eating popcorn. I would love to have popcorn though. I can smell it. No, I don't want to eat popcorn while I'm doing a live stream. They don't want to watch me eat popcorn either. How am I supposed to talk with a mouthful of popcorn? I can sure smell the popcorn. So anyway, yeah, at the end of the video, it's short. It's going to be under 15 minutes, the budget video. So there'll be a little bit more drone footage there. And I will do a proper video down there because it's kind of cool to drive through there. And then you got the construction zone you got to drive through. And yeah, it's kind of a unique area. So there's nobody down there but locals pretty well. The odd gringo, but pretty quiet. Everyone's down at the other end, right in the heart of the town in Puerto Morelos. Like nobody's coming over here. There's nothing over there, right? There's no place to buy beer. There's no vendors. There's no tacos. No one's just going to sell you tacos. There's nobody that's going to sell you beer. So you bring your own stuff, right? So the next time I go, me and Jennifer, we're going to pack a lunch. We're going to go out there and bring our own drinks and pack a lunch. Maybe make some guacamole dip and hang out there. So that's kind of our plan. So yeah, so that's it. That's where we were, and we had a great day out there. We had a great afternoon hanging out and swimming, and yeah, it was nice. Like I said, down by the point, there is a bit of garbage, but excuse me, the ocean just spits it out what it doesn't want. So. It's not very far. Like it's literally, so it's 15 minutes for us to drive to the beach over here and maybe another 10-minute drive down the sandy beach road here through the resorts, through the resort zone and all that. Another 10 minutes to get out there. So yeah, it's not very far at all. So let's get rid of this now. So that's it. So looking forward to going back there and we'll make a little vlog out there for you guys. We'll keep it short and simple. I've never seen anybody do a video out there, but I haven't searched for it. So, and I probably won't because I don't want to copy anybody. So if someone's already shown you that area, I'm sorry, but we're going to show you again in 2026. So we'll see what it looks like in 2026 versus whenever it was posted on YouTube before. And I'm not sure if it has. I've never seen a video on it, but again, I've never searched for it either. So excuse me. So that's going to be coming up really soon. Actually, we're going to head out there and get that done. So the next little while, we got a few videos to drop yet. We got the camping video to come up yet. So our camping in Cancun's to come. We made 3 videos in Cozumel, our trip to Cozumel. So that's going to be the first ones that drop because that was going to go in order here. So those are coming up pretty soon, the Cozumel video. So the ferry video is going to be the first one that comes up. So we have the ferry video. That's going to be just a video all on its own. It's going to be short and sweet, not like the 1 hour biking videos. So I'll keep the ferry video short and sweet. And then after that, it'll be the resort video of the beach club in Cozumel that we stayed at. And then we'll do a video of our little walk around town there a little bit. So at Christmas time. So those are the 3 that are coming up after Jen's budget video, I do believe. And then I got a Birria video dropping right away after that. So actually, that might be before the Cozumel, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to do that one before the Cozumel because that was before Cozumel. So yeah, the Birria one, that's going to be short and sweet. Just a little dining out video. And then the Cozumel videos, and then we'll go to the the Cancun camping video. So I believe the Cancun camping is just going to be one video. So I can get it all into one video. So now today we went to the market and we did shoot another video today. So a little inside scoop. We did go to the market today. Big market they have here in town. Every Sunday we went to the market and we had a great time. And we found another delicious birria place. And oh my God, it was so, so good. So better than the other one, I must say, the one going to the port side, the birria place just off the highway there, going to the port side. So this one here was really, really good. So we're looking forward to going back there again next Sunday and having birria again. So Jennifer asked a young gentleman there, family business, obviously, looked like husband, wife, kid, and then another gentleman there working, maybe a brother or uncle or something. But yeah, it was really, really good. The market was pretty big. Like they sell everything in there. It's like a big T, at least the one today was. Well, no, a little bit like a big H, actually. Yeah, like it covered quite a few streets. Yeah, more like an H. So go down and then halfway down another street all the way across through like 2 blocks basically. And then down another block, and then it turned to the right like a T intersection. So pretty big market anyway. Lots of stuff, everything you could ever want, from clothes to jewelry to makeup to electronics. Just everything. Food. Fruits, vegetables, tamales. We bought some tamales from there. So we did shoot a video from there today. I flew the drone in the market briefly. There was a lot of people, but there was an area that was pretty open. So I did lift the drone up a little bit, got a little bit of drone footage in the market. That was kind of cool. The kids were like running under the drone and all excited to see the drone. There were 2 little boys that were cute. They were just very adorable. They were just waving all up at the drone and jumping up. And I brought it down low, so I made sure I got a good shot of them while they were running after it. So when I was flying the drone away from me, they're like running after the drone, and then I flew it back. They're like turning around and chasing after the drone, and they're like, ah! They were pretty excited anyway. It was pretty cute. So we had a great time at the market anyway. We didn't buy anything, just the tamales. That was it. But we did make a video today, so that'll be another one that's coming up, the market video here. So we'll probably go back there again and maybe eventually do another video back there in 6 months or something, see how it's changed or whatever. But we did get some footage of that today. So it'll be a short video as well. Probably another 10-15 minute video. It won't be too terribly long. So no, we had a great time down there. We probably spent about an hour down there, at least an hour and a half. Now the market is actually runs from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2. So it doesn't run very long, and it was getting pretty hot. Now, Jennifer and I, we just stumbled on that market when we first got the bikes. We were biking home. I didn't have the GoPro with me, and we walked through it with the bikes. I think it was about like our second ride. And yeah, we were on our way back home, and we came from downtown, and we're like, oh, what's this? There's a market here. So I want to say that was at the beginning of November, so it was slow season still. It was pretty busy, but it was earlier in the morning when we were there. So, and it was packed. There was a lot of people. Like, it wasn't very busy today when we were there. But we went after church today, so it was in the afternoon. Like, it was around noon when we got there. It was getting pretty warm. Like, it was getting hot. Like, by the time we left after we ate, and they started packing up at 1:30. There was vendors that were packing up already at 1:30. So I imagine, maybe people kicking around till 2:30 or whatever. Hey, Christopher, thanks for hopping on, my friend. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Our dear friend Christopher. So Christopher is a little bit of a Two Gringos on the Golf celebrity. You can go back and check out some videos in Huachuco. Christopher is in quite a few videos actually in Huachuco. He's at the one where we did the beach club, one of the beach club tours there. Actually, that video did quite well for our little channel, at over 1,000 views. So if you want to go back, if you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. You can see Christopher in a few videos there. So anyway, yeah, we had a good afternoon anyway. We met our friends there at around 12:30, and then we kind of met in the middle of the market, and then they were going one way and they'd already come from where we haven't been. So we continued on, and then we just met at the birria place after. So we split up, and then we met up with them and had some birria. And it was the same. Like, I got the pack. It was 150 pesos. You can do the math on that, whatever it is in currency where you live. So 150 pesos, and the packet included 3 tacos and the broth, birria broth, and then a Coke in a glass bottle of Coke, big glass bottle of Coke. So if you don't know what the birria is, it's basically beef taco, slow cooked beef, really, really tender, cooked in the juice, very, very tender. Yeah, about 11.50 sounds good Canadian. Yeah, so good deal, 11.50 Canadian. So $5 for you Americans. Probably $7 somewhere around there, $7-8 maybe, $6-7 something like that. So yeah, so it's slow cooked beef, very, very tender, very juicy, and then you get the broth that you dip in. Now, sometimes the broth, depending, I've seen it that's just a plain consomme, like a beef broth with maybe some cilantro and some onion in it, and then I've seen it with like rice. Like today, the broth had rice in it. I've never seen it with rice in it, so it was like a soup. And the other place had other stuff in it too. I can't remember. Like usually it'll have onions and cilantro. Usually onions and cilantro in the broth. But the other place had some, it actually had meat. Yeah, the other place had some of the meat in the broth as well. So it was like really a soup. So, but the birria was a little bit better here today. So, and they were pretty beefy. Like there was a lot of meat. They were big tacos. So you'll see the video. I have a short on it on the other channel. I posted one short already on the other channel. And maybe once the video is processed, I'll drop that in the comment section, the short of the other channel. And then I did a short of the taco itself. So birria is one of my favorites. Oh, cool. Right on. Well, thank you so much, Magic Craig. Yeah, the Huachuco videos they're still very popular. It's a hot spot. People are very interested in Huachuco. It's it's similar to the Caribbean. It's beautiful over there. It really is. You don't have the teal blue water, but the water is clear enough where you can go snorkeling And the fishing is way better over there. Like if you're into fishing and you want to go over there to Huachuco, to the Pacific Coast, it's the fishing is way better over there. So the water is we like the Caribbean, but they don't get no sargassum over there. They get no seaweed, right? So in Huachuco, and the beaches are beautiful. Man, the beaches are beautiful. So beautiful. You can go out early in the morning in Huachuco and discover a beach and have the beach all to yourself, especially in the low season, and even in the high season. If you go out early in the morning, a beach that you can't drive to, if you find one of the beaches, that you got to take a trail, you bike or boat or walk to, you can have that beach all to yourself. Or if you got to go down a long cliff or whatever, from the road to get to, there's quite a few beaches like that. You can have that beach to yourself. I think it's pretty tough to find that here in the Caribbean, that isolation where you can have a beach all to yourself. I mean, it is possible for sure if you go out early enough. You just got to be an early riser, man. Be out early in the morning, and you could have the beach to yourself at a lot of different areas. But definitely more common over there to find a beach like that. There was many times when I was out in Huachuco early in the morning biking where I had the beach to myself for a few hours. It was yeah, just a regular thing, especially on the weekday as well. So low season, Monday to Friday, where all the locals are working. You know, so and then again low season, right? But not even the low season though. Even in the high season, you can find it. But better off to go on a weekday for sure. Your odds will be better to find it empty with nobody there. I did find it quite a few times, so it was pretty easy to find. So if you don't mind biking and getting up early or walking, and I don't mind any of those things, so I would bike early in the morning all the time there. So I kind of been slacking here. I haven't really been doing too much biking. But we've been staying active. Jennifer and I started going for walks. So we've been going for walks a little bit more. And then we have the aqua side. I mean, I do get out on the bike, don't get me wrong. But I'm not biking like I was in Oaxaca. Not even close. Not even close. So, and with the e-bike, I mean, there's really this area there's only so many places to go. Like I can't go down the highway. The highway's, too busy. And yeah, there's only so many areas to go back and forth to the beach. And I could get out and explore a little bit more here, but we got lots of time. So we have adopted the walking and the aqua fitness into our life. So that, kind of substituting that biking a bit. So, and breaks it up from, doing the same thing all the time. So now we're going to show you guys this area here some more. So 15 minutes of fame. Yeah. Hey, you're in more than one video there, Bucko. You're in a few videos out there in Huachuco. Yeah. We had a great time hosting Chris, and Christopher was an excellent guest. Couldn't ask for a better guest. So we really appreciate people that reach out to us and take the time to write us or email us. Like Jennifer said in her budget video, sometimes a little bit slow getting to the emails. But if you are brave enough to add us on Facebook or take down our phone number, I usually get back pretty quick on those platforms. Email, I'm a little bit slower. So, but yeah, feel free to add us on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok. We're even on Twitter, but we don't post too much on Twitter anymore. But Facebook we do regularly. TikTok, once in a while. Instagram, your Instagram and Facebook is joined, so a lot of times you can cross post right between Instagram and Facebook. So I do that quite a bit. So Facebook's really your best bet, but not everybody's on Facebook, So, and I get that, no big deal, whatever. But if you want to add us, you want to reach out, that's great. We've made a lot of friends through YouTube, a lot of friends. So, and we've we've hosted a few people and taken people around and yeah, showing them the lay of the land. And we have a car, so that kind of helps out a little bit. So like we took Keith and Sherry out to that beach out there, and we would have never walked out there, that's for sure. You could catch a taxi out there, but then, geez, I don't know how you'd get back. I guess you'd have to walk. It'd be a hike coming back anyway. You could walk it, but man, it'd be hotter than heck walking back from there. That's for sure. So, but yeah, we love meeting new people and making new friends. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. So other than that, I mean, there really hasn't been too much news since we talked the last time. Now, we didn't do the live stream, the last live stream on Wednesday because we did it live on New Year's. So if you haven't seen that, you can go back and check that out. So we kind of walked around town on New Year's. It was pretty quiet. I was actually quite surprised how quiet it was. They were just setting the stage up around 10 o'clock. So I don't know if it really got too busy. I heard conflicting stories. I heard that it was pretty quiet because I have another friend that lives here from Ontario, just down the road. They bought a property here. They're in the little casitas that's not in the gated area either, a little bit further away from where Keith and Sherry are. But they went down there, they said, on New Year's Eve, and they said it was dead. They said it was dead, 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 and they just came back here because they had celebrations going on here. So they said they closed down the party here till 1:30 in the morning, 12:30, 1:30, whatever it was. And but yeah, they said it was dead. And then I talked to another guy today at the pool. He just come back from the USA. Super nice couple, Joe and Corey. He's a hunter. They're from the USA, and I can't remember what state they're from. The northern states. He's got quite a bit of land, quite a bit of property. He's a big hunter. He likes to hunt the big bucks. Very nice couple, anyway. But he was saying they just got back a week ago with their daughters, and they went down to La Serena, the restaurant, and did the celebrations down there for New Year's. So that was like an all exclusive thing where you pay a big pile of money and then you get drink all you want and to eat all you want, right? So Jennifer and I don't do that because we're not drinkers. I'm not going to get my money's worth if we do that. So, and we're not drinkers. So, that's not really our cup of tea. And then it was expensive. For us, it was expensive. So if you're a drinker, I mean, that's, you get your money's worth. And he did. He said he wanted to stay and get his money's worth. So he drank. But he said it was, he said the band would, or he couldn't remember. He said, maybe I drank more than I thought because now I can't remember if there was a band or if it was a DJ because my friend said it was a DJ when he was there. So maybe a band did come on after midnight. I don't know. But he said he thought it was kind of lively. So I don't know. It was pretty quiet when we were there anyway. I was expecting there to be at 10:30. I was expecting there to be a lot more people there in the square. There was people doing pictures around the sign and whatnot, the new 2026 sign, but I just thought there'd be a lot more people. And same with the beach. I thought there'd be a lot more people, but there really wasn't. It was pretty quiet, in my opinion anyway. So after we left, I have no idea what happened. So it was New Year's, so I'm getting conflicting stories. So the alcohol has really blurred everybody's memory. One guy said one thing, another guy said another thing, another guy said another thing. So the alcohol really blurred everybody's memory and opinion of what happened on New Year's, I guess. I'm sure everybody had fun though, so that's the main thing. We had fun, even though it was pretty quiet. I didn't even have one drink. I was gonna have a drink and I didn't. I ended up just drinking water down there, and yeah, I don't even think I had a beer. Yeah, and then we came home. We were back home by 11 o'clock. I think it was 10:30. We left down there. We did a little bit of shopping. The grocery store was still open. They closed down early, so they were kicking us out. Okay, get out, you're done. Get out. We all want to go home. So we were pretty much done anyway. So But I was surprised they were open as late as they were. I think it was 8 o'clock when they kicked us out of there. So yeah, they stayed open till 8 o'clock on New Year's Eve. So kudos to them, man. Kudos to them. So very nice down there. Very, very nice staff down there. Very friendly. So, and then yeah, we just walked around, right? So we really didn't do too much. We walked down the beach, and I just thought there would be a lot more people. There was nobody on the beach. There was a couple people walking, and seen a couple couples and a family. Looked like a family of gringos. They were all with the glow sticks, all glowing up. So they were obviously ready to give her. But we had a good night overall anyway. So it was fun. So yeah, New Year's we cooked. I just cooked a steak at home. We were gonna do steak and prawns, and I didn't buy the prawns. It was like I don't know what I was thinking. And all of a sudden, oh, it's New Year's. Oh, I got the steak, but I didn't buy the prawns. So we ended up having steak and eggs. Had ribeye, steak, and eggs. Or was it New York or ribeye? One of the two. I think it was New York actually. So yeah, we had steak and eggs on New Year's Eve. It was really good though. It was a lot of food. It was really good, but it was a lot of food. But I only ate the one meal, so. But yeah, it was good steak and eggs on New Year's, and I can't remember what we had for a side. I think we had potato, steak, egg, potato, and a vegetable. No toast, no bread. We didn't have any toast, no bread. So we do have bread now, though. Jennifer bought some brown bread. So we like to make egg salad sandwiches sometimes. So she'll buy this multi-grain brown bread once in a while, and then we'll make a picnic or something. We'll make egg salad sandwiches. And Jen's a peanut butter girl. She loves peanut butter. So she'll have toast and peanut butter sometimes. Now, with me only eating one meal a day, that's kind of limiting her, So she's got to fend for herself now because I'm the cook, I'm the chef, I'm the chief bottle washer, cook, chef, cleaner, taxi driver, chauffeur, all the above. Other than I'm not a pretty face. So, but yeah, it's kind of changed her eating habits a little bit too. When I only eat once a day, so today we went out, right? So we had the birria today. I don't know. She made popcorn now, so I will have popcorn sometimes when she makes popcorn at night. I'll eat my one meal and then I'll have popcorn, and then yeah, I'm good at it all. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that compliment. I know how to cook. I should know how to cook though. I've been doing it for a lot of years. So, but my meals are pretty simple at home. Like I just, the typical what I would make back home in Canada, more or less. Other than I've added a little bit more spice and salsa to my life now compared to what I used to, that's for sure. But yeah, for dinner, we eat pretty basic meals, meat and potatoes, right? Meat and rice, sometimes no starch. Uh, with the one meal a day, I am eating starch. So we will have rice, I'll have potatoes. So your typical chicken, baked chicken. We bake a lot of stuff. I don't fry very much. We bake pretty much everything. I'll fry a steak. We don't have a barbecue, so we don't barbecue, but we bake like all chicken we bake and steaks I'll fry, you know. So basically at dinner time so I have my egg day, one day I'll have eggs, my 4 eggs, I'll make a 4 egg taco, and then the next day I'll have my meat like a normal dinner. Like I said, we eat just like we would eat back home in Canada pretty much for the most part. So a little bit healthier, I think, because we're definitely eating fresher vegetables. The meat is fresher. I think everything is fresher. Jennifer, when she makes her smoothie in the morning lately, I've been drinking small smoothie. So she makes quite a bit. So it's a healthy, all fresh fruit with yogurt, and she puts a whole bunch of stuff in there. She's got this big concoction she makes her of healthy. It's a health drink. So like a detox drink, whatever, celery, whatever fruit. she puts in there. She mixes it up depending on what we have, but now she used to save it, but now she gives it to me, so I get a little glass, like maybe about about this much, right? So just a small glass, probably about if you measured it, probably like a cup and a half, roughly. So I've been drinking that in the morning, kind of time me over till supper time. So depending, like today I didn't have it because we were busy today. So we had church in the morning. She didn't make it today. So I didn't eat until I had my birria this afternoon at 2 o'clock, 3. No, I guess it was 2, around 2 o'clock. So yeah, she just started doing that with the smoothie for me. She's always made the smoothie, but I just started drinking it. One day she asked if I wanted to have it. She's like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just give you what's left all the time." So there's always a little bit left over. So, and she would usually just save it and then drink it the next day. But now I'm drinking it. So, and it's good. I like it. So I don't know if you really classify that as a meal. I mean, it's a healthy detox drink. It's pretty thick. Like it's got carrots and sometimes carrots, usually celery though, and then fruit in it. Like it blends it all up, yogurt. And she does put spice in there too. Like, yeah, all kinds of stuff. It's quite good anyway. So yeah, it's changed her eating habits as well. So with this one meal a day thing, right? So but she'll a lot of times she'll heat up leftovers, right? So quite often we'll have leftovers, so she'll heat that up, or she'll just make herself something, something small. Maybe she'll have some soup, or I think tonight she had popcorn, so that was her snack. So she had the birria, and now she's having popcorn. I don't think she had anything else today. Coffee. We don't drink a lot of coffee. Like we're not huge on coffee. We drink it every day, but 2 cups usually. So usually not much more than that. Sometimes I'll have 3 cups. Like today when we got to church, I had a small cup of coffee. They don't give you cream, they just give you sugar. So black coffee with a little bit of sugar, which is fine. I'm okay with. I can even drink it just black. I don't really need sugar. I'm really cutting back on my sugar intake as well. I don't put sugar on much of anything anymore. So, and even in my coffee, I'd only use 1 teaspoon. And now I'm even cutting that back to, like a half a teaspoon. So I'm just trying to eat healthy and cut back on sugar and things that aren't good for you. So, I mean, we do need a little bit of that stuff, all in moderation, but I don't need a heaping spoon of sugar. But we also we don't use refined sugar. We use raw sugar, so the brown raw sugar, so a little better for you. Not the processed white sugar. We don't buy that. No, we buy the raw brown sugar. We've been using that for a lot of years. Even before we moved to Mexico, we started using the raw brown sugar versus the white sugar, the white processed sugar. So we haven't bought that in a lot of years. And same with margarine. I mean, we got rid of margarine years ago. We started using butter. Butter is just so much better, and it's better for you. So those are 2 things that we switched before we even moved to Mexico, was the margarine and the sugar. Long before we moved to Mexico, we've been doing that. So one thing I don't do that I used to do back home, I would always have a glass of milk, and we drank 2% milk. So in Alberta, we'd buy the 2% milk and a big 4-liter jug. But the milk here, it's different. Like it tastes different. I don't really care for it that much. So I'm used to it now, but I don't drink a glass of milk. Like back home in Canada, I had a glass of milk with every meal, always. Like my dinner, with my dinner, I'd have a glass of milk always. I grew up doing that my whole life. So I continued that into my adulthood, drinking a glass of milk with my meal. And the meal did not taste the same unless I had a glass of milk. So I would always have a glass of milk with my meal. Now, when we moved to Mexico, I didn't really care for the milk that much. Maybe I should try it again now that I've been here for a few years. So I don't drink a glass of milk. The only time I'm using my milk is in my coffee. And we buy now here in Mexico, we buy, I don't know what it is. It's the low, it's the healthy milk, whatever it is, the low fat. I don't know what it is, but it's excuse me, it's milk, but we buy the low fat milk. So whatever it is, I could ask Jennifer, but yeah, the dairy is different because and the cheese, the yogurt, everything that's made here, it's all tastes different because the animals are eating different stuff, right? So it doesn't the eggs even taste different. The eggs are not the same. Dairy, eggs, the chicken and the meat, I mean, that all tastes pretty much the same, but when it comes to the dairy and the eggs, yeah, it's got a different flavor to it. Not that it's bad, it's just different from what I'm used to, right? So I don't mind the eggs. The eggs are great. It's just the milk is where I had the big issue with was the milk. So and now we buy the low fat milk, so it's thinner, so it's got less fat content, supposed to be healthier. So I don't know. I could try it, I guess. I did it a few times when we first moved here, but that was like over 4 years ago. So I've never tried it again. And I do continue to drink it in my coffee. I put a little bit in my coffee. Now we were using cream. We don't like back home. We used to use cream, coffee cream. You know, we would buy that coffee. We never used that flavored crap. We never got into that and that. What's that other? Any of that flavored processed uh, milk cream that people put in their coffee. We never got into any of that stuff. Never, never, never. Hey, the buck stops here. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hopping on. Truly appreciate it. We are good. Thank you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. So yeah, we never got into that flavored coffee cream at all. So yeah, and I just use milk, and I can't use the coffee mate that powders. I mean, I have if there's nothing else available, I'd almost rather just drink a black. So in fact, I do now. I just drink a black, but I have used the coffee mate, but yeah, I don't anymore though. Not a lot. My dad used that coffee mate all the time. That's what he had at home and he used coffee. I would take milk out of his fridge and use the milk, but he would use the coffee mate. I think my sister uses the powdered milk as well, coffee mate, powdered milk, whatever. I'd rather just have milk or drink it black. So, yeah, fresh milk. Yeah, that would be good. Milk and Vita, like cow sounds in there. Yeah, right, 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 right. Okay, I've never seen those here actually. Now that you mention that, yeah, I've never seen those here. Yeah. Well, the Volkswagen, yeah, literally VWs, yeah, the VW bugs. Yeah, I never seen those here actually. Now that you mention that, so we never lived right in Merida. Like the whole time we were there, we never lived right in Merida, not once. We went to Merida lots, but we never lived right in the city. We always, both times that we lived in a gated community, we were like 15 minutes out of Merida or 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We were 10 minutes out of Merida. So we lived the first gated community. We were 10 minutes to the north, the highway going to Progresso. And then the other one, we were, well, you could take that highway as well. I guess, I don't know, what would that be? That would be the east, I guess, East Highway. So outside of Merida anyway. So another 10 minutes, really a highway, not to Cancun or anything. I believe it would be east. Maybe west. I don't know. I can't remember, but doesn't matter. We never ever did live right in Merida, so but we would go to Merida a lot. So most of our time in the Yucatan was spent at the beach. We lived in Chicxulub the longest, a little while in Progresso. Well, no, I shouldn't say that because we lived at America's house for a while too. So I don't know. Combination of the beach and then out into the jungle in the middle of nowhere. Most of it was at the beach. Yeah, most of it was at the beach. Out of almost 2.5 years in the Yucatan. So yeah, definitely most of it was at the beach. Definitely. Oh, over a year at the beach between Chicxulub and Progreso. So, and then two different gated communities. So I like the first gated community we were in. I really liked that gated community. It was nice. It was small. It was a pain in the butt to go into the city, but it was actually a pretty good location because we were only 10 minutes from the north end of Merida, where all the fancy shopping malls are and the VIP theater. And then another 20 minutes down the highway, 15, 20 minutes, you were at Progreso, the beach. So it was actually a really good location. But it was no good for the dog when we had little Cece. That was another thing. It wasn't really good for him. So there was no place to walk him really. So but we would have stayed there longer, but we were paying pretty high rent there. Like we were paying 21,000 pesos there. And after living here for a while, like we realized that was way too much money, way too much money. So we were just awestruck though, right? Like we looked, we told her our budget, and then they showed us homes at the beach, and we're like, she was showing us all high-end homes at the beach, and we're like, we went to a realtor, right? And we're like, we can't afford to live at the beach. Like it's expensive. Oh my God. And then so she started showing us property in Merida and in around the surrounding area, gated communities. And then we saw that one, and we thought, well, 21,000 pesos. And at that time, the dollar was a lot better. Both the Canadian and the American dollar were a lot better. The peso was lower, so we were getting more pesos for our buck. So it was still pretty high, but we were just awestruck by the gated community. It was so nice. There was, manicured lawns, and you didn't have to worry about doing any yard work. They had groundskeepers, looked after everything, had the pool, big, huge pool, had the gym, full size gym with all the workout equipment you could want, but with AC and everything, sauna that nobody ever used. Kind of weird, a sauna in the Yucatan, but whatever. And then the clubhouse, it was really nice, and we were just like, wow, felt like we were like rock stars, almost like we won the lottery type thing, right? Living large type thing, right? We never lived like that before. Coming from Edmonton, Alberta, we never had a pool and a gym and a gated community. You never even dreamed of living that type of lifestyle, right? So yeah, we were kind of awestruck, right? So we took that place, and then like I said, we probably would have stayed there longer, but the power kept going out, or the internet. We kept losing the internet. Well, the power was going out too, and we kept losing internet because they were doing construction there. They were adding on to the gated community. So, and in north end of Merida at that time, I don't know about now, but it was very common for the power to go out. And Jennifer was getting disconnected from her job, so she wasn't able to do her job because she was losing the internet. So we had to get out of there. And the lady, the owner, was very nice. She totally understood, and she gave us we signed a year lease, and we, reneged on the lease, but she still gave us a big chunk of our deposit back, because we didn't stay the full term, but she kept some because, we did stay and we reneged on the lease. But she was very decent, but we were happy with what she had done anyway. She was a very nice elderly lady that owned the home. So, and like I said, the home was beautiful, with townhouse, 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, like, massive kitchen, big living room. It was big. It was too big for us. It was 3 bedrooms. What the heck do we need a 3-bedroom house for? Me, Jen, and little Cece in this great big mansion. Had a carport with covered parking and then big sliding doors. Like if you go back and look at our older videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. Our very first videos, if you go, click the oldest videos and you can scroll through, and it's easy to find. if you go to our channel and click oldest videos, it'll show you. It was a beautiful home, but yeah, it was way too big for us. And then with the power going out, and then we went to the beach and we started looking ourselves. We thought, well, let's just go get in the car and drive, because we had the car then. Let's just drive and see what we can find for prices at the beach. So we did. We went and took down a whole bunch of phone numbers. We drove around one day, 2 days, whatever it was. We took down like 50 numbers, 50 phone numbers, and got on WhatsApp. So the WhatsApp app on your phone. So if you don't know that, check it out. You're going to need it if you're going to come to Mexico. You need WhatsApp. So, and then we just started contacting all these people. Jennifer's English or Spanish was not very good at that time. We used Google Translate, and probably about maybe 50% of the people got back to us. But yeah, we ended up finding a decent price when we started looking for ourselves. So, in our budget at the beach, nice homes with a pool and everything. Not in a gated community, just a few blocks from the beach, right? So it really paid off just to do it ourselves, and that's when we learned that not to use a realtor. Now here we did, because Mandy is my friend, right? So she knew our budget and she stuck to it and found us available properties. But we didn't end up buying or renting off of Mandy. It was a local realtor who found us this property that we're in right now. So we didn't even use Mandy. The ones that she found, but she did find us some nice places, but they were just small. They all met our budget and lower than our budget even, but they were just small. That was it. And this place here just won our hearts with the solar panel. I mean, the solar panels and the gated community. We're in a gated community, but if you guys know Jennifer and I, we're not afraid. We're not in a gated community because we're afraid and we think the gated community is going to protect us. We're not here because of that. We're here because we love the community. And we're not here because I wish there was more Mexicans that lived here. There is some, but I wish there was more. But there's a lot of gringos that live here. We're here because we love the pool. We love the pool that I don't have to maintain. And we love the price. The price was really good. I don't have to maintain this pool. The solar panels are a huge, huge bonus living here, having solar panels. So that was the biggest selling feature. And we wanted to be in Puerto Morelos, right? So, and the price point, right? 13,500 pesos we're paying for this place. I mean, in the Caribbean, with a beautiful home, new water. It just has so many features that we love, right? There's so much that we love about it here. The pool, the solar, the hot water coming out of every tap, water pressure, modern, the parking, just everything, right? So yeah. Well, my friends, we've gone over an hour, so I'm going to wrap this up. Chris, Magic Crate, the buck stops here. Thank you so much. I haven't seen you in a long time. Appreciate you hopping on. Everybody else who's on and not commented, appreciate you watching. Thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, Happy New Year, and we'll catch you on Wednesday. If you're around Wednesday, hop on. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Wednesday, every Sunday. I'm going to keep doing them 2 times a week. So if you're on, hop on. If not, peace, take care, enjoy your day, your evening, night, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching. Adios, hasta luego, God bless. Remember, as always, be kind to one another. That's it. That's all. Catch you on the next one. Hasta luego. Hasta vista, baby. Now my mouse is froze up here. Oh, there we go. That darn thing. That's one thing I hate about the cordless mouse. Ciao for now.